we don't get to interact with you. We would love to know, where are you watching us from? Who do you want to say hi to? And also be part of the show by sharing your sentiments on some of the stories that we shall be talking about. But before we even check out your salons, before we tell you the trending stories, let me remind you about the 21st edition of Stanchart Marathon that will be going down on the 27th of October 2024. All you have to do is register yourself by visiting www.nairobimarathon.com, and it's that simple. If you're wondering, I can't do 42 kilometers, those are too much for me, do not worry, we got you. There are races from 42 kilometers, 21 kilometers, 10 kilometers and 5 kilometers, so you can come as a family, you can come as a company, workmates, and also you get to interact with other people, network, and also it's a good opportunity for you to keep fit, because the 21st edition of Stanchart Marathon is going to be very, very unique. People who are able differently have not been left behind, because they are also included on this particular marathon. I repeat, all you have to do is register yourself by visiting www.nairobimarathon.com, and registration will be ending on the 13th of October 2024. So changamka, you still have a bit of time. Tafuta do kani do hauna, na pia if you want to see if your schedule it's going to be clear on that day, 27th of October. Nisha kuambia ni mapema, uko na muda, so usiseme haukuambiwa. I shall be there, Tony Murigi will be there, Francis Luchivia Kigogo mwenyewe amesema atakuwa hapo, na pia I will ensure my guests for today lazima watakuja na sisi, because it's going to be amazing. Utaambia nini watu usipo attend the 21st edition of Stanchart Marathon? So changamka, tupatane uko on that particular day. But in the meantime, let's see who is saying hi to us on our WhatsApp line that is scrolling at the bottom of your screen. And kama kawaida, kijana mdogo Jack Norris Sereta anasema good morning, bila shaka ni kijana mdogo Jack Norris Sereta, MCA 2027 Mautama Ward, Kakamega. Niko ndani ya show nikiwa na love wangu Michelle Agona, Auntie Afro Sereta, Rose Nawire, Mam Grace Sereta, alafu nagotea MP wangu Nabii Nabwera, pamoja tujenge lugari yetu 2027 na wapenda bure. Thank you so much Jack Norris for always waking up with us na kwa kutuongelesha. We ni fan moja wa nguvu sana. We love and appreciate you for talking to us. Who else do we have? Morning Sarah and Tony, it's a new week with new opportunities and blessings. This is Mula and Maggie from Kimilili, enjoying the show. Iko on fire, and we love you guys so much. We love you too. There for our new wengine, but there I have noticed, I can see we are gaining more fans, loyal fans. When you want to salimia, moche kuwa silent viewers. Tell us where you're watching us from. You can talk to us through the WhatsApp line that is scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Hey, long time fan hapa, keep up the good work, watching from Kapsaret. Shout out to my hubby Vivian. Okay, thank you. Shout out to her, and thanks so much for tuning in and pia for talking to us. Mwache kukua silent viewer. And someone else that I love seeing their messages, Blessed Racha, and today he says Racha tuned in as always. Kamakawa, big up Sarah and Tony, show iko lit kama the biggest team. Okay, that's not the biggest team. Hapo tu ndio tunakosania Racha. Blessed Racha, hashtag Mr. Last Guy. Thanks so much Racha. Wow, I almost said something else there, but thank you Racha for tuning in. Itabidi tu change your team. Junaona ikikupatia high blood pressure very soon. Hello Team Interactive, ni Brenda from Cabernet, show iko awesome. You're also looking awesome, looking lovely there. Thank you so much Brenda for tuning in. Who else do we have there? Show iko lit. All right. Morning Sarah and Tony, ni Abubabet, watching from Kericho County, Chepson, Koibarak areas. Arsenal die hard. When mse wa nguvu sana. Show iko lit. Jana ilikuwa derby day versus Tottenham, but I am happy to win. Yes, 100% as an Arsenal fan. Pia mimi Niko na furaha sana this morning, courtesy of that biggest team in the Premier League. Good morning, Tony and Miss Sarah and the entire K24 crew. This is Victor Kemboy from Nakuru. Hapa ni kuchapa kazi kwa site. That's the office. Wishing all of you a blessed day ahead. Trust the process. God is in control in all seasons with reasons. Amazing. Thank you so much for that encouraging word. For anyone out there who's passing through something, please, may this particular word of encouragement keep you going. Usikate tamaa, si ndio? Who else do we have? All right. Monene wa Runyenjes, nishaona text yake. And kama kawaida, he comes through with amazing fun facts. Yellow inasema, did you know that there is a bee in the colony to... in the colony to kill the queen if the queen is laying eggs that produce weak offsprings? Okay, I didn't know about that. Monene wa Runyenjes, thank you so much for always coming through with those fun facts. Tuone message yake. Najua there is something said up there. All right. Tukona mwingine leo anasema, did you know human muscles are limited by our brain? We actually have the strength to lift a car. Okay, interesting. Naona Monene wa Runyenjes said the president, and we have so many fun facts. Huyu anasema, hi Sarah and Tony, I'm Dendra from Kisumu Dala. Na enjoy show nikiwa na my mom Jane and my siblings Emma, Brian, Bravin, Annabelle, Shedia and Mercy. Message ni kwamba nawapenda sana. Alafu my future wife, big up Elizabeth, na kupenda sana. Alafu weekend ilikuwa tu hizi maballoons. Okay, mapenzi wewe. Mapenzi wewe. Yani people out here are enjoying. Wewe umeitwa kababa asubuhi ama tu umeamshwa, we amka uende nyumbani au uende kazini. Hi morning, I'm Bob from Karen. What a wonderful day as a Manchester United fan. Oh please. Watu wa Manu Kazungu, wacha kuniangalia vibaya. Mliponea chupu chupu. Hello, I see here watching from Busia. All right, watu wa Busia representing. Wacha tumuone. Please, can we see him? All right, so keep on sending your salams. We shall be sampling them as we go on with the show. And also, I invite you to be part of the show. Niambie unafikiria nini kuhusu some of the stories that we shall be talking about. But first things first, siko peke yangu studio. Haitabamba, haitakuwa show murwa if I just do it alone. And today, Tony ako maeneo but hayuko na mimi, but in his place, we have David and also we have Trudy. Good morning, guys. Trudy, nini aki umejishika hivi? Ni baridi ya Nairobi ama ni nini?
Baridi.
Ni baridi. Do not worry, because this show is always on fire. By the time tunatoka hii show, utakuwa unasikia joto. But how are you this morning?
Been good. Yeah.
Naona ulirauka.
Nimetoka airport, sasa hii nimefika. Hata kama nimechelewa, but finally.
Finally you're here. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. David, uko aje?
Niko fiti kabisa.
Wewe umeitwa kababa leo?
Bado.
Ujaitwa kababa?
Bado.
Makosa. But welcome, guys. Looking forward to having an amazing show. Sindio tujibambe hapa as we entertain, educate, inform and inspire people, because that's what we seek to do here on E-Nteractive. And by the way, nikwambie, it has been one of those weekends that had so much. And just to let our viewers know what has been trending this particular week. So, Kenyans, apparently, do you think Kenyans were that generous? There's a report or a study that ranked Kenya as one of the most generous countries in Africa. Wacha nianze na wewe, Trudy. Do you agree with this particular report that Kenyans, sisi ni generous?
I do.
You do?
100% I do. We are. Yeah, because ukiangalia, I've interacted with most of people who are not Kenyans.
Yeah.
But what they always tell me is that wamekuwa maybe countries zingine, but here in Kenya, we are so accommodative, we are friendly. And that one, I agree.
You agree?
Yes.
All right, let's see if David agrees with you. David, are we the most generous people?
I also tend to share the same sentiments with Trudy. Apparently, most of the guys who come to Kenya always find us very receptive. All the way from the airport, how guys are scanned the non-locals compared to the locals. All the way to this 4-5-star hotels. Other foreigners where our neighboring countries are having wars and any unaccommodative situations, Kenya is always the first country they run to.
True.
So I tend to agree that we are very accommodative and we are very generous. You walk into any home this morning, a cup of tea is a must. If it's not a cup of tea, at least a glass of water.
Yes.
That is always very common in the Kenyan families and homes. So I tend to agree.
And I also agree with the both of you because as David, you have said, look at our history. People from Rwanda, Congo, when there are fights in their countries, where do they run to? Kenya. And at least vile mmesema, as much as kuna kaukora kidogo, and we might think of it that way because of Nairobi. Unasemanga Nairobi ni shamba la mawe. You might think that that's the perception of the whole country, but go up country, yani, there is a video of a guy, I think we even hosted him on this particular show, who goes out there, pretends that he doesn't even have food, and people welcomed him to their homes. Wanampatia chakula. Yani kuna mzee, I will never forget that particular video. Alikuwa I think na 20 bob. He was willing to forgo that 20 shillings. Asaidiane, alafu yeye ataenda kujisort mbele mbele. That video really touched me. And yes, I agree. Those are some of the things that make us the most generous country. And on that particular ranking that was released, Kenya is number 2 globally speaking and number 1 in Africa. Then Gambia is number 2 Africa and number 4 globally. Nigeria comes in at number 3, Liberia number 4, Guinea number 5, Sierra Leone. Okay. You know what, guys? From this particular list, I am a bit worried. I thought our sisters and brothers from Tanzania wako pia wako na generosity kama yetu, but they are nowhere on this list.
Hawatushindi jamaa.
Hawatushindi.
Sisi tuko sawa. Tuko sawa sisi.
Wacha tuone Watanzania watakuwa wanatuambia vipi. Are you in agreement with this particular ranking? Ama una feel like kuna kamchezo kalichezo mahali? Share your sentiments with us through our WhatsApp line that is scrolling at the bottom of your screen. We shall be sampling your feedback as we go on with the show. But in the meantime, guys, wacha niwaulize. This is a question to all ladies and Trudy here in studio. Wewe, will you stay with a man who's struggling? Ama uko like squeeze wanasemanga, wacha atafute, tutapatania mbele. You're wondering, what am I talking about? Let's have a look at this particular video and then we shall be back with more sentiments. Trudy changamka.
Husband grew from a salary of 35,000 monthly to now a good 6-figure that comes with perks of like kids being paid for, school fees, rent being catered for in a good neighborhood. We live in Masaki, Dar es Salaam is kind of a rich neighborhood. It had me thinking, ingekuwa ile time ya social media pressure. Ile time unaingia tu hivi unaona watu wakisema my husband this, my husband that, because hiyo time aki earn 35,000 he couldn't do much, he could only pay like for rent. Bado kwa hiyo 35,000 alikuwa ananipatia allowance juu nilikuwa housewife, nilitoka high school and then sikuingia college nikapata mtoi, so around you time nilikuwa na have kupatiwa pocket money. Actually alikuwa analeta pesa yote mimi ni manage, nilipe rent, nifanye shopping na nijibakishie kitu kama 3k. Ingekuwa hiyo time social media pahali unapatanga pressure, if your husband is not taking you on trips, is not a man enough, if your husband is not doing a wedding for you, is not a man enough. Sasa hizo mimi nikaa hivi ni imagine nilibaiwa ring ya kitu kama watao akakuja kanipropozea kitchen, na size social media pressure na kwanga, if your man is not taking you to South Africa to propose, that's not in a man, don't settle for less, do you know your value? Ningekuwa hiyo time I would have lost a good man, ningekosa kuwa patient, alafu saizi ningekuwa ninalilia wapi? Mimi by the way nilipata love ile time kukuwa na hizi my advices za social media. I am so glad, like he helped me so much reach to
Yo, like even when that particular video was playing, the discussion that we were having right here in studio with the camera crew and also with my guests today, David and Trudy, it raises a lot of questions. Nas Judy says she's glad that she was patient with her husband as she watched him grow from a salary of 35,000 Kenyan shillings to a good 6-figure salary. Lakini swala nyeti ni, can that happen in this day and age? Trudy, utavumilia?
Aje, siwezi. Okay, kitambo maybe, but as for now unaweza vumilia mtu kidogo upate amekutoka. Mimi personally I can't. Mimi kama uko sawa, kanyaga.
Umekataa.
Ai nivumilie shida, nimetoka kwa shida, nimengangana nikuje nivumilie mtu. Kidogo unapata ati msha grow, umemvumilia anakutoka. Hiyo ndo saizi vitu venye zinaenda. Unajua tunaendaga na venye vitu zinaenda.
True.
So saa hizi tuambiane tu kweli. Sasa haiwezi.
Mimi
personally haiwezi make.
All right, David, wewe do you think shida iko wapi? Why aren't women willing to stay with their men as they make progress in their lives?
I'm here seated with Trudy. Na nahurumia my men colleagues and all the men in watching this show. So Trudy is a typical Kenyan lady. That is what the society currently is wanatuchukulia kama wanaume. But that lady says that her husband used to give her all the salary, manage rent, alipe nini, alipe bills.
Yeah.
So meaning the husband also had a lot of trust on the lady. So getting also a lady of such a type currently in Kenya is quite a challenge. And if tunaweza pata a lady who can be able to manage the resources of the husband na wamshikilie akae naye vizuri, I believe there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Wata grow pamoja, they manage their resources together until they prosper.
Lakini David, why do we want to put the blame on women? As you have seen in that particular video, mwanaume mgani saizi atakupatia pesa kwambie, as the lady of the house, please make sure that you take care of the bills here and there. Squeezy wanataka we share 50-50. Wewe leta rent, mimi nilipe school fees, mimi nifanye nini. But this kind of, if men treat us the way they were treating us back then, I don't think wanawake watakuwa na shida ya kuvumilia. But as Trudy has said, if men, mimi nitakuvumilia with that 35,000 as salary that you have, and then ukianza kuearn 100k unaenda kwa Trudy. Why should I put myself in such a position? Kuna mtu anasema ati sharing hapa is caring. What are we sharing? Mashida. So kani mashida to share.
That's why now I can't do it. Ati nivumilie. If sharing is caring, hapo sasa ndo story inatokea. Utamvumilia nini then ikifika mahali utasikia hata mwenyewe atakwambia you know it's good to share. So wacha nigawe, hata hii tuko nayo ni mingi, at least nipeane. Haiwezi.
But tunafaa kushare from mwanzo. Kama tunashare wakati wa shida, sawa. Tukipata tuendelee kushare. But si ati wakati wa shida mimi nilikuwa nangangana peke yangu. And then now that you have decided ama wakati umefanikiwa, that's when you are like, oh, caring is sharing. Mbona ufikiria wakati we were suffering? That one tumekata as ladies. But you know what? Our sentiments do not make the final say. We also want to hear from you. Wewe pale nyumbani, as a lady, would you stay with your man as he earns that 35, 20, 15,000, hadi make it to that 6-figure salary? And as a man, kwa nini wanawake siku hizi wanakosa kuvumilia? Tell us what you think about that particular story. We shall be sampling your feedback. Guys, Morara Kebaso is one person who has been making headlines left, right and center. And this time he's making the headlines by saying that a Kenyan artist to create music addressing issues of poor governance. We don't want to hear songs about love, breakups, drugs, gangsters, etc. That's not our mood. You need to start playing an active role in the revolution. So in short, he's calling on to the artists, musicians in Kenya, anawaambia mambo ya mapenzi ekeni kando. This is not the time to be singing about love, heartbreak. Do you think Morara is right with this? Ama mko like, to each their own at this point? Trudy?
At some point, I feel he's right. But I don't know how to put it.
Yeah.
I think inategemea na vile tu mtu ataichukulia. But as for me, according to my understanding na vile naichukulia, I think he's right.
He's right.
Yeah, easy stories are back and forth. We're repeating the same thing. I don't think if ziko healthy. They're not healthy at all. Yeah.
All right. David, you know, wanasemanga msanii ni kioo cha jamii.
Sure.
And do you think it's okay for them to put aside in such a particular point where the country is going through a lot. Ama kozile like kila mtu anatafuta mboga in their own way. Kuna wale wenye pia wanaogopa, if I start singing about the ill in the society, maybe I might not get the favor of the government.
Yeah, so I think kila msanii there are so many people who are having different issues. True. Kuna wenye wanaafektiwa na mapenzi, kuna wengine saizi issues of governance are the biggest issue. Kuna watu saizi are having mental challenges. So I believe msanii anafaa tu kufocus on each, tusiconcentrate sana na maneno ya siasa tukasahau kuna watu wengine are being affected by other issues that are not really focusing on the government issues. So wacha wasanii wapewe freedom tu wafanye chenye wana feel itasaidia their listeners. There are also some musicians, especially when they are trending topics, they will come up with very, very funny songs. Yes. That yeah, so wacha msanii akubaliwe afanye chenye ana feel is right for them. Each has their own audiences. True. And each audience has whatever they want to hear from them. Yeah, so each should be allowed to do whatever they feel like is good for their listeners. Yes.
And maybe to add on that, kuna msanii unapata akitoa wimbo, kuna wale wana go through even depression, but they can't say. So when they want to maybe to give it out, kutoa hiyo depression, they release songs, make sure that hiyo depression inatoka tu na wimbo. So pia it's good venye tu amesema, waje express vile wanataka, mtu afanye kitu inamfurahisha.
But you know what, my take is totally different from what you guys are saying, because you see, if there is bad governance, it affects all of us. Ukwe msanii, usikwe msanii, when the tax is too high, sisi wote tutalipa. And if you look at songs like Nikonja, Tasiwezi Karanga, those songs still today they speak about what has been happening in the society. As an artist, I feel like it's okay, there are seasons in life, as Morara is saying. Kuna wakati yenyewe we imba about mapenzi, when everything in the society is going on well, we imba about mapenzi, hatutakuuliza. But pia don't turn that blind eye when things are not going on well in the society. Usijifiche pia ti useme let's just sing about love or heartbreaks, gangster. I feel like as an artist you should also be a representative. Ndio maana tunasema msanii ni kioo cha jamii. Si ndio?
But Sarah, who again will fight for the heartbroken?
Mambo ya mapenzi tutadili nayo baadaye.
Wenye wana saizi wanataka kujinyonga kwa sababu ya mapenzi.
Jamani.
Kuna wale pia wako na a lot of depression, maisha imekuwa ngumu na and all that. Who will take care of them? So sisi wote tukiconcentrate na kuimba mambo ya governance na maandamano. Kuna watu huko nje are fighting real battles, and who will take care of those ones?
True.
Kama
if
mimi,
we all focus on
sorry.
Na ni Trudy hapa ni kama pia kuna
experience by the kuna song ilinisaidia kuheal after kuna heartbreak niligo through, and through a song that I listen, I love it even up to now. Ilinisaidia sana kukubali kuwa everything happens with a reason. So that's why my take is wasanii waimbe venye
waimbe tu vulana.
Juu alinisaidia personally, I experience niko nayo.
Acha nione, let's take that short commercial break, but on the other side of the break tutakuwa tunasikia maybe Trudy will be generous enough to tell us what happened during that time, na pia maybe atatuambia ni ngoma gani. So ka uko pale nyumbani, you're also facing but the same predicament as Trudy, inaweza kukusaidia. But on the other side of the break we shall be talking more about David. I know right now the world is going digital, but there are so many challenges in acquiring that smartphone. We shall be talking about going digital in a few, but do not touch that dial. We are back on the other side of the break with more, so keep on sending your salams. Tutakuwa pia tunazi sample. Do not touch that dial.